So one of the area where highest amount of fraud happens is sales, right? Now many a times lot of companies will be doing an inflation of a sale, or many a times company will be also doing an reduction in the sale itself. One of the case where we have seen that out, how the people are going to be inflating the sales, that is there. Now in this case, we are going to be looking how the companies are going to be reducing the sale. There can be multiple reasons and perspective that I want to reduce the sale because I want to pay show a less tax, or I want to withdraw the company's money, या जो ओनर है उसके पास पैसा ना जाए, will withdraw in the cash, right, and use that money for a personal purpose. So here is the one of the very interesting case study and interview based question which was asked to the candidate. Let's see, can you answer this out or not? The case study says that out, sales suppression in a restaurant. You are a forensic auditor assigned to investigate a popular mid-sized restaurant suspected of suppressing its sales to evade taxes and launder unaccounted income. The owner is known to insist on a cash payment and avoid using a digital modes of transactions. मतलब Google Pay इल्ले. The primary information also suggests that actual footfall is significantly higher than reported. Red flag, red flag, red flag, yes. As a part of your investigation, outline a detailed forensic audit plan, what red flag you would look for, what data source and technique you would use to estimate the true revenue. How would you detect discrepancies between the reported and actual number? कैसे ढूंढोगे ये सब आपको देखना है. Now think as a forensic auditor. अगर आप forensic auditor हो, you can pause the video for a fraction of a second and think how you're going to be finding out the fraud which is there. Think. यार बड़ा ही simple है. This is very simple case. Now let's say for example, if you find out a fraud, सबसे पहले अगर आपको यहाँ पे fraud दिख रहा है तो मुझे कहाँ दिख रहा है? Question में hint था. You will see how many footfall which is there. That means you see how many क्या कहते हैं sitting capacity is there. Say for example they have arranged 50 tables, right, and every table 5 people can sit. So on an approximately 250 people can sit. मतलब footfall बहुत ज़्यादा है. Now let's take an assumption that every table have 2 people at least sitting in a day, which is there. तो 5 into 2 is 100. मतलब रोज के 100 लोग आ रहे हैं. And there is 30 days in a month. So 30 into 100, that means 3000 people are coming. On an average, the per order value will go somewhere between 500. So 15 lakh का revenue तो कहीं नहीं गया. Minimum revenue should be 15 lakh. That is what I am thinking of. That is one way to think. Let's see what is the actual. Actual मान लो बहुत कम है. That is one way. Second, what you will also try to do, you'll see the head count of people who are working there. How many chefs are there? How many people who are working there? So you should be able to smart enough to find out, right? You see the ratio which is there. अब जनरली शेफ अंदर रहेगा तो मान लो अगर 10 वेटर है तो 10 वेटर के बीच में 2 या 3 शेफ होंगे. So this is how you can define the proportionate and then you can filter it out how many people are working there. That is there. Then you can also find it out based on the electricity bill and light bill. ये तो घोपला नहीं कर सकता, right? अब electricity थोड़ी खुद की बनाएगा. That is humanly impossible to do that out. So find out what is the electricity bill and the light bill which a company is getting in, right? Water bill कितना है, electricity bill कितना है, ये सब आप देख सकते हैं. Next, you can also find it out based on how premium the hotel is located. Location of a hotel is also very centric and important, which is there. Plus, you can also see how many Google ratings are there, right? All this stuff. इसके साथ साथ you will also be able to see how many orders they are getting it on the multiple apps like Zoom, Zomato, Swiggy, and all this other portals which is there. Have they tied up with those people? That is what you can see. Now, parallelly, mostly the people will try to record those income which is coming via external app in a पक्का फॉर्मेट. इसको हम लोग कहते हैं कच्चे की इनकम, पक्के की इनकम. ये लोग क्या करते हैं, वो पक्के की इनकम दिखाएंगे. They'll show this income as a पक्के की इनकम which is mostly going to be coming from an app, and the footfall which is coming manually they'll not record it out. So you have to be smart enough to find out how the things are going around, right? Whether those incomes are recorded correctly or not. इसके साथ साथ you can also see how the food wastages is there, how many food wastage is done by the company, right? Generally they have to dispose it out, right? And generally कब कोई होता है, कोई गाड़ी आती है वेस्टेज की, तो हमें देखना चाहिए कि यार इतना वेस्टेज क्यों हो रहा है रोज, right? That is there. Now let's see what can be the better answer, right? This question is given in your notes on the question number 58. You can be able to find it out. Number one is see the quantity of a raw material which is purchased, right? How much quantity of a raw material is purchased and how much sales is reported. Calculate the average cost of food. Yes, this is also very important. What you can do, you can calculate out what can be the average cost. What is the pricing? आप देखो जनरली क्या होता है, if the hotel is very premium, जितनी भी 5 स्टार होटल रहेगी उसके प्राइसेस थोड़े ज़्यादा होते हैं, राइट, विच इज देयर. या तो डिमांड ज़्यादा है या फुटफॉल ज़्यादा है, तो जनरली आप देखोगे दिल कीप टेंड द प्राइस एट अ बिट हायर रेंज. So that is what you can see. What is the average cost of a food which you are preparing it out what as per the industry benchmark, which is there. Next, you can also review ratio of cash versus digital payment, right? That is what you can see. Then online orders, I've already told you out. Sitting capacity area, I already told you out. Billing patterns, I've already told you. Check the number of staffs, which is there. That is what I've told you. Then third party, if possible, you can also check the CCTV footage if accessible when you're doing a forensic audit. Agar wo milta hai, to nothing like it, but that is there. Also see how good their social media presence is, how the things are doing and going around in a social media. If you can match the sales receipts with the bank deposits, or is there a frequent cash withdrawal, or is there a cash deposit sometimes, तो ये आप देख सकते हो, right? Wastage log is something which I've covered. So this is mostly through which you will be able to gather it out. इसके अलावा some things which can be in your head that can also be a possible cases through which you can identify the forensic, you can find out the fraud which is happening in. तो आप इसमें क्या क्या करोगे फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट में? गेदर द इनवॉइसेस, परचेस बिल, सेल्स रजिस्टर, पीओएस डेटा, बैंक स्टेटमेंट समरी, लॉग्स, यूटिलिटी बिल, ये सब आप लोगे. देन यू विल परफॉर्म द रेशियो एनालिसिस, राइट? तो ये अगेन यू जस्ट गो थ्रू इट, यू विल गेट द आंसर. बट overall, I just give you a perspective that this type of things when it is happening, you have to think bit of out of box ki how the things are going around, what the companies are doing, right? How they can manipulate the sales. तो देखो sales में मतलब देखो very simple, when you're going to be sitting in interview, balance sheet P&L, how you can inflate this, how you can reduce this, right? How we can increase the profit, how we can reduce the profit, how we can increase the sales, how we can reduce the sales, right? How we can manipulate this, how we cannot manipulate this. So this type of questions are going to be asked with the combination of a red flag. That is, I think, one of the very important session which I have told you to watch is the red flag session.